Hello, friends from the comic and manga world. My name is Hector,
And my name is G.
and we are here to talk to you about the May 19, 2025 FOC. We're gonna, well, G and I work for Penguin Random House, and we manage sales into the direct market around the world. So, titles that we talk about in these videos are from the publishers that we represented to those markets. Also, note we're on social media. Aside from YouTube, you can find us on Instagram, X, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find us at PRH International Comics, but also we'll leave some links in the description below for you to find us. And without further ado, we're going to get started. And I think, G, you're up first.
Yes, and my first pick is A Contrast by Eats. And this is a boys' love manga. We have Kanata, who's this handsome. They all have to be handsome. It's a
Of
BL.
course.
But of course, Kanata is handsome and can't help it to be the center of attention, even when his mind is like kind of wanders. And then we have Akira, who is a perfect student, barely talks to anyone. They don't know each other's name, but they can't forget each other's faces. And one day they just happen to meet and run into each other on a stairwell near the rooftop because that's where main characters meet. And they
Yeah.
find comfort in each other's company. And then from then on, it becomes a secret rendezvous spot that they just end up like meeting with each other there, and slowly they discover that they might not be completely different as they assumed to be. They both have feelings for each other, and it's a case of does op opposites attract, or are the differences too great for them to ever truly for them to connect? And so, yes, coming out in July, and it looks
Awesome.
beautiful.
And we're continuing with my first cover pick, and it's In Bloom, number 5. This is cover B by Christian Ward, and there's also a cover C, 1 in 10 incentive, which is full art, and of course, beautiful, beautiful art by Christian Ward. G and I are big fans of Christian Ward. And this book, if you don't know, this is the fifth and final issue of this series, this miniseries that it's very haunting and cool and scary, but also um, I really love the story. And if you don't know, really quick, it's about um, basically it talks about it goes into the fact that 43% of the cells within a healthy human body belong to something other than the human host. They're microbes, invasive bacteria, fungal and viral agents. And it takes that idea and it turns it into a horror story where all of a sudden around the world, some people, uh, humanity gets changed and transformed by a symbiotic fungal mega system within them. Some people get, new body parts. Other than others, their personalities change. So there's different ways where this affect people and the world around where they live, and it continues. And people are the main characters are dealing with these changes. And it is very reminiscent of. It reminded me immediately to Last of Us, and of course it's very fresh in my mind because the second season is happening now. uh, but it does work a little bit with that, but it goes deeper into what people, it's not just people mindlessly turning into mindless zombies basically, or being controlled by the fungus and just becoming zombies. This is more than that. And it is very, I mean, the writer for this, just so you know, is Michael W. Conrad, who you may know because it's like done tons of things all across different publishers. But most recently, it co-wrote one of my favorite books, which is Batgirls. He co-wrote it with Becky Cloonan, and but he has done a lot of other stuff that are also like in this genre of horror. Um, and of course, we got to talk about this cover, which is typical Christian war, lots of colors exploding there. Um, Also, you see this character sort of her back is opening up, blossoming with lots of spores and other things and pollen coming out of it, and also some vines apparently. So it sort of gives you an idea of what is happening with the bodies in this story. So there you go. That's my first pick for this week.
So my cover pick is Tramps of the Apocalypse, issue number 1. This is a cover done by Alice Darrow. And so this is the year 2094, where basically men have ruled the world and Earth is this barren wasteland. We have factions of surviving men who are led by Quest Ragnar, King of Males, who has taken over the like remnant cities and towns across the globe, and they are capturing and enslaving women. Well, like not all women, because there's these three super bimbos with bloodlust and unquenchable thirst for violence, and their names are Baby, Belladonna, and Babette, which I love that it's three B's,
Yeah.
three bimbos. I love the concept. So they're willing to like, you know, they're just too sexy for chains. These are three banging babes that are at the top of Quest Ragnar's most wanted list. Unfortunately for him, they could care less. So it sounds like a whole bunch of fun. This is a 3-issue series. This is issue number 1.
Yeah, I love that she still took time to paint her toenails
Burned her nails.
and then she's wearing a little bit of a
The
heel
heel.
there in the desert, in the middle of the desert. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
And I like the other two just waiting.
yeah, and then there's
They just
the
know she can
W
handle
bug.
it, so they'll remain.
Yeah, it's like yeah, you take care of it, and the
Mhm,
W bug, obviously, BW bug is awesome too.
mhm.
Anyway, next up, so excited! Star Wars Doctor Aphra Chaos Agent #1. This is the Pablo Collar Pride variant. And yeah, she's back. We get a new series for Dr. Afra, and can't wait. I'm a huge fan. And just the description is very light. It's just a new series featuring the rogue archaeologist, and she makes her way through the galaxy in the era of the New Republic, and that we do know that she must team up with Luke Skywalker to track down a rare artifact. So it sounds like we're going back to basics. Dr. Afra went through a lot in her last arc, in her last series. So I'm glad that we're coming back to a little bit more of basics. There's some amazing covers for this. I picked this one because it's such a classic sort of uh, you know, Afra archaeologists probably breaking through the roof, the ceiling of ruins to steal something. But she looks very cool doing it. This book is written by Cherish Chen, a Chinese American writer and producer of certain movies. She doesn't have a big resume in comic world, which is I'm really excited because I love to see new voices coming into the comics. But she is well known for most recently doing some work over Image with the Radiant Black and Radiant Red titles. Um, Also, for people who knew movies, she has worked in some movies recently. My Dear Friend Zoe, We're All Gonna Die, In Their Skin, and Dream Country. Sorry. Um, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what she brings to Dr. Afra. Also illustrated by Gabriel Guzman, who has done tons of work all across different publishers, including a lot of other Star Wars titles. But also, most recently, he did the art for Avatar: Frontiers Pandora last year, also from which is from Dark Horse, which we also represent. Um, and sorry, that was yeah, Gabriel Guzman. And then the cover is by Pablo M. Collar, and he has done also a lot of things. And he is currently on the DC side working on the main covers for DC versus Sonic the Hedgehog, which I'm also excited about. Waiting to Can't wait for to have that into collected editions on our side. So very very cool. The check out the other covers. Also check out all the other Pride covers because they're always amazing for Marvel across different titles and Star Wars and other ones too. But also check out the other covers for this title. There's some amazing ones, and some of the other ones features Luke Skywalker. Like I said, in this book, she's going to team up with Luke. So there you go. There's a lot to say, as always, for Star Wars for me.
All right. Next up, we have Aliens versus Avengers. This is issue number 4. I'm a fan of Jessica Fong, so included her variant here. So this is the finale to the Earth's mightiest heroes who had abandoned their home planet to save humanity from the xenomorph threat. As you can
Mhm.
see here, the threat is very much present. Uh, it's like Spidey just dropped in there, didn't expect with the glow stick. Anyway,
Yeah,
uh so this is, did I mention this is the finale? So this is you don't want to miss like the conclusion to Hickman's and Rippick's crossover title. This is parental advisory, of course, for this one. And I've been hearing great things about this, and people have been, it has been having good reception for this title. So recommend picking up the last issue here.
yeah, very cool. And we continue with Stranger Things Tales from Hawkins to issue number one, cover B by Vincenzo Riccardi, which G and I are both fans of Vincenzo Riccardi, and other artists that like Gore that does a lot of colors on his covers. And of course, I have to pick it because I love all of his art, and this one is no exception. This one is another anthology of stories. I believe this is going to be, yes, 4 issues. Each one is going to be a different short story to expand the world of Stranger Things. Uh, it's written by Derek Fridols and illustrated by Sunando C. And then this cover, it's so good to just have kind of Hawkins. You see a few buildings in the background. You see some of the characters, and you see some of the creatures coming from the upside down with the a Gorgon right there in the middle. But like I said, on the Vincenzo Riccardi style, which is always awesome. Check out his social media if you haven't yet, and check out his other cover and other art. It's always such a treat to see his art. Um, and he is, did I mention he's from Italy? He's an Italian artist. So also important to mention. And there you go. That's it.
Right, and then next up is for the news. And we
Yes.
have the 49th Kodansha Manga Awards. So the Manga Awards is one of Japan's major awards since 1977. And it is titled as such because the event is largely sponsored by Kodansha. Um, but there are other publishers that submit their works here to be, or there's other publishers that are nominated and for
Yeah.
this award as well.
Hmm.
But then we have these two who are recognized. So we have Versus. This is was it won the best shonen manga award, and then Fall in Love, You False Angels. This won the best shoujo manga award. So a little bit about each of them. I think we've mentioned this before in previous videos, but as a to jog your memories, we have Versus who The author is the same author of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100. So this is set centuries ago, where humanity's enemy, the demons, invaded the world. And so the great demon king and his generals have since dominated. And so in desperation, there's this group of 47 people who gathered as the last ditch effort to save humanity from the ultimate annihilation, to win back humanity's freedom. And then we have Fall in Love, You False Angels, which I really love it because we have this class president who gives this impression of like the heartthrob angel of the school. But what she really is on the inside is calculating,
Mm.
ruthless, sharp tongue, which she tries to hide. But she ends up slipping up and exposes her inner baddie in front of Toki, and he counters that by revealing that he has an unexpected side, baddie side, and he declares her his partner in crime. So then we have like both characters who are these two-faced angels who are vying for dominance in the school while keeping up this flawless act. And it's a question of, will she be the one that is swept off her feet by another false angel like her? So, really cool, really fun. And
Yeah.
yeah, we have both of these, so check it out because it has accolades already. So in Japan.
Hmm. Great. And that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. uh, feel free to leave some comments in the comment section below. And as I mentioned before, we're on social media, so you can find us aside from YouTube on Instagram, on X, Twitter, on Facebook, uh, under at PRH International Comics. And that's it for this week. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Bye.